Well, what is your hope, Thompson?
Yeah, we
Boy.
deal and we lead with hope. That's what we do as people who call ourselves Christian. And Eleanor Holmes Norton, our wonderful congresswoman, says that anything and everything is possible if you just have hope. And so this is a time for a fresh start. Or as Eddie Glaude says, we can begin again.
Well, despite what President Trump has done, his greatest efforts at marginalizing and minimizing organizations like the Body of Christ, we move forward in spite of him. Trump has developed a cult following. We're not a part of that. Unfortunately, there are people who identify themselves as the Christian community who are doing whatever bidding he calls for. But we can't be troubled by that because we have a faith, we have a commitment, and it's not based on anything that's false, coming from a false source like Trump. And we're not kidding ourselves. We're not going to turn Biden into some messiah, but at the same time, we know that there's promise for the future when you have a sincere person at the head.
And just how you feel at this
My
moment?
name is Veronica Matthewson.
And what's your name? And so what chapter did you play at? Did you tell me a little bit about yourself and just why you are here today?
I cross with Kappa Theta Omega on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and I belong to Romeo Omega chapter in Washington, D.C. I've been a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha for 35 years, uninterrupted, fantastic service to sisterhood.
And how does this moment feel for you when you think about your sister going to serve at a little higher level now? What does it mean?
It is a wonderful sense of pride not only to have an African American woman, but a woman that also has the morals and the values and the fortitude of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And it's just a double whammy that it's a woman and that she belongs to one of us.
Hope for this presidency is that we will return to a place of peace, and some semblance of serenity, unity, and just a democracy that we know and that we're used to.
It's really important that we look at the needs that different communities have and begin to meet those needs as a collective body. Dr. King's legacy was built on the beloved community, which is not a utopian idea. It's not lofty, but it is one that is rooted and grounded in the idea that we love one another because we are human. We share the garment of humanity. And injustice to any one of us is a threat to justice for all of us. So that's the important part, especially when we look at the LGBTQ community and bridging that gap with Black communities, with faith communities, is that we've got to find a way to make a seat at the table for every child of God, regardless of race, culture, class, gender, and sexual orientation.
I mean, my opinion's not the same as most people, but I guess half the world is divided, and I personally think it's mind-boggling how race is so big in this. It's like, how can the color of your skin affect how people feel about you? Coming out here is like, why not come out here? Because you can only give positive into the world after this. 2020 was like a really bad year, so you can really put positivity into the world and give back.
Talk about the spirit. Dr. King talked about Blacks and whites holding hands together, his children. What is your hope?
I just hope, like, you know, in the political world, like, I just want people to not be, like, against each other, because it was really never like that before. And I just hope people can come together again instead of hating on each other, especially, like, online, going back and forth and stuff. And I feel like with people with different races, we need to see, like, we have to be on the same page for things to get better.
No, I just wanted to give back to the community today. It's really important for me to, I live in DC and do everything I can to help the community, and I went to the Inaugural Committee's website and saw this listed on there as an opportunity. I'm fortunate that I'm healthy and able to do service in person, and so I wanted to be able to do that.
How important?
But just as Alexandra said, we're all a community, and this community welcomed me in today, which I'm grateful for. Thank you for having me here with you. But
As a young adult in this society, I feel as though we all deserve
like live with each other without crime, shooting people, all of that. Like, I'm really big on crime. Like, I don't like all the hatred that's been spread around. So I'm hoping with this new administration that we can do what's right for the young adult community as well. And I'm really hoping that everybody can